You were listening to a Nerd Room podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Be sure to check out more from the Star Wars Commonwealth on the web at starwarscommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Room. We talk all things Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. This is episode number 109. We're discussing New York Toy Fair. I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Troy the boy.
And I'm Sunjay.
I love that, man. Gives me all the warm and fuzzies inside.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. I only say that just for you, Tim.
I appreciate that.
That should be my ringtone whenever I call you.
It should be. We're going to record it. I'm going to put this. Actually, we've got it recorded already.
Yeah, exactly.
About 109 times.
Yeah, I give you props on that note that you hit, because I just tried doing that before. It's a hard note to hit, man.
What you got to do is squeeze your testicles before you say it.
And here we go. Gentlemen, welcome to the table. We have got one hell of an episode. There's a lot to get through. We've got New York Toy Fair. We've got a ton of listener questions to get through here. We've got to discuss a lot about Black Panther and this box office run it's having. DC is rolling out a ton of news. And, of course, Marvel Comics is rebooting once again. This is all the news we are going to get into. But right off the top here, guys, we have to discuss in a little bit of detail our boy Kevin Smith. Unfortunately, he suffered what he called a massive heart attack over the weekend. He looks to be doing much better. He's alive. He's above ground, as he said in his tweet. But from all of us here at the Nerd Room, we want to give our well wishes, our thoughts to Kevin Smith, and hoping for a speedy recovery. Do you guys got any thoughts you want to share on Kevin Smith?
Yeah, I'll go. When we did that favorite directors list, the podcast episode not that long ago, he made my list, and he's in my top 6 at my personal Blockbuster at home. So he's very influential for me. In fact, I was listening through his Fat Man on Batman podcast that I kind of was thinking about more and more seriously about doing this podcast. And, me and you got talking when we were going to a comic shop, but like that wasn't even a thought in my head until like I started listening to that. I'm like, man, that's not like he did such a good job. I was like, that sounds like such a fun time. So he's kind of like the godfather of this podcast.
Well, he seeded that idea, and
Yeah.
it's not an idea that's unfamiliar within this Commonwealth. I was listening to Mark over at TSW, and he had the exact same thoughts, is that Kevin Smith was the one that seeded the idea, as Mark put it, to do something creative with his life, and that's why he did talkstars.co.uk, that's why he did Hindsight, that's why he's doing podcasting. So the influence, it's mutual across there, and yeah, without Kevin Smith, there would be no Nerd Room.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. I'm just so happy and grateful that we started off this podcast and we're not giving out an RIP. Like, thank goodness that he made it, he pulled through, and like you said, he's above ground. And just get better soon. And our thoughts are all with you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little bit of Kevin Smith watching this weekend.
Yeah, I just watched Clerks yesterday. What are your guys'? Give me a favorite Kevin Smith movie here.
Ooh, I do like Clerks. His more recent films have been not particularly to my taste. It's more of his older stuff. Jersey Girl's great, and
Right?
what's the one where they're Mallrats? I love Mallrats.
Such a good movie.
Fantastic stuff. I love that there's all that interplay too. That I like when Affleck and Matt Damon look at the screen. I can't remember what film it's in. It said, "When you owe your friend a cameo." I just like that feeling that Kevin Smith, the writer, the director, and the actor, have had a lot of influence within Hollywood, in that circle, and even beyond just podcasting, right? All his films and what he's done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great guy. Inspirational. He's even funny in what's that? The movie with Bruce Willis.
Oh, Die Hard?
Die Hard 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's got like the nerd den and all that.
Well, he's just such a nerd guru, right?
Yeah.
And, I can't necessarily pick out a movie, but I love what he's done even on The Flash. Like he's wrote, I think he's directed some episodes.
Absolutely.
On season 2 or season 3. So that's what I like the most of his. I love that stuff, man.
Well, as a director, as someone of influence in Hollywood and that, I find that he's been at the forefront of making nerd cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like over the last decade or so, this kind of transformation of fandom, of all nerddom, into something that's now so prevalent in today's society and so well accepted.
Yeah.
Like you go back 15, 20 years ago, people talking about comics wasn't an everyday thing. And now it's all over the place. It's saturated life, it seems, like beyond just us.
Yeah.
Like people are asking about different stuff. So he seems to have always been a big advocate for nerd and for bringing that to a much wider audience. So
Right, a pioneer, for sure.
Yeah. The only bad thing is he is an Oilers fan, so I do overlook that though.
Well, Kevin Smith, all our thoughts here at the Nerd Room are with you. Get well soon. And with that, guys, we got to talk a little bit about our week in nerd. How's comics and collecting been for you guys?
Well, this is great, man. You know, for collecting, I picked up a couple comic books. I'm doing the Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2 book, issue 3 and 4 right now. It's kind of cool. They're bringing back the Ultimate Universe. It seems like they're hinting towards that, which is kind of neat. And other than that, I picked up Avengers.
The No Surrender stuff?
No, I'm 673, so I'm close.
Okay.
Yeah, 673, so I'm close to that. But I do have those ones, just haven't read it. And as well, I'm just sitting back and watching Black Panther, man. And that money pile up.
How many times have you seen it so far?
I've only seen it twice. Gotta see it again. You guys?
Well, you need to
only once.
you need to promote it because you have it in the box office fantasy and it's not doing so well.
I don't know if I really need to promote it.
It's a lesser an indie film that no one has really heard of.
I feel like it's probably doing all right.
I think it's doing okay. Yeah.
Sunjay, what's your week look like?
Well, I picked up Coco Steelbook.
Yes.
Troy,
Saw that.
you said it was a good movie.
Awesome movie. Did you see it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I just picked it up yesterday. I actually got it a day early, so that's pretty
Nice.
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Besides that, comics. I'm really looking forward to the new Mira miniseries. The wife of Aquaman finally gets her first book, and right in time before the Aquaman movie drops.
Yeah, it seems well timed.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence. I think. I don't think there was any planning at all that went into that.
None whatsoever.
Oh no! If Aquaman wasn't coming out this year, she definitely would have got her own book.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely. So that comes out, and we're inching closer to Action Comics 1000.
Oh yeah.
998 comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
The red tights are coming. The red tights are coming.
Nice callback to one of the best movies of all time.
I tried.
Do I need to read the build into 1000 or can I just read 1000?
I think it'll just be a standalone. I think DC hopefully recognizes that this is going to be a landmark issue where Marvel fans, DC fans, Image fans, they're all going to get together and celebrate the world's first superhero.
Well, I think it's kind of like a soft reboot in a way too, isn't it? Because Action Comics will continue, but then Superman will go back to number 1 with Bendis writing it.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I believe is happening with it. So some titles are being rebooted in the DC universe, or not rebooted, but relaunched, retitled. Yeah.
Okay, Bendis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We are going to talk about a little bit bigger of a reboot when it comes to Marvel in a little bit. But my week in comics has been very Star Wars shaped. I got into Darth Vader number 11. Oh man, this book continues to deliver. I discussed in a great amount of detail with Mark and Rob over at TSW Comics. That episode actually drops this Thursday in parallel with the Nerd Room episode here. And also got into Thrawn. This is the adaptation of Timothy Zahn's first Thrawn book in the new canon. And I'm really, really liking this. It's a great book. I'm about halfway, 3/4 of the way through it. This is a direct adaptation of that, giving a bit of imagery and visualization to that book. I did the audiobook, which is I'd highly recommend it. But if you don't have the time to commit 18 hours for listening to an audiobook, this 6-issue miniseries seems like it's going to be a great way to consume that story and get a bit more of that fix of Thrawn before the end of Rebels here.
Yeah, that's dope. Like I'm looking at this cover of Darth Vader, and man,
Yeah.
that looks so cool. I can't wait to get my hands and get caught up on Vader. But the Thrawn, actually, I walked by it when I picked up Spider-Man. I was thinking about getting this, and I want to ask you. So this is the Thrawn new canon book 1.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's like the first Timothy Zahn book.
Right.
They're cutting it into 6-issue miniseries here
Yeah.
over the next couple months, I would presume, and it's telling that story. So it's at least the parts, or at least 3/4 of the book that I've listened to. This first part of it here it's pretty good. The adaptation is spot on. It's missing a few things. You don't get the inner monologue of Thrawn, which is a pretty cool thing you get from the novelization.
Right.
But this here, the art's great, the story's good, and I have a feeling I'm going to probably finish this miniseries before I finish the book.
Nice. Well, yes, that's the thing. So I don't have the time to read the book, and I was going to get it. But now that it's in comic book form, I'm definitely just going to pick that up. And Thrawn's rocking like some long hair.
Yeah, this
long
is
hair
right.
don't care. So, oh man, I can't wait to check this out.
So Thrawn's never been in the movie.
No.
Okay.
So Thrawn is a character from the 90s. He was that, I think, 91. Timothy Zahn, the same guy that's writing him right now, not in comic book, but in the novelization. He was basically the big bad coming out of Return of the Jedi. So following up from the original trilogy, they had this whole extended universe, and Thrawn was the man coming out of that. And it's a fantastic run of books. It's one of the few Legends books I actually own and have read multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's great to see them kind of pulling him back into canon, retelling his origin story. We've got a lot of them in Rebels, and I'm hoping that we get to see him a little beyond that. I'm not sure. I'm not caught up on Rebels, so we're going to stay spoiler-free on that for a little bit. But I've heard it's incredible.
Oh, yeah. I like this approach that they're going to do. If they can do more novelizations but bring them back down to a comic book form,
I agree.
I'm down, especially because if you get more people towards Lords of the Sith, doing a comic book form, like an 8-part miniseries, man, give that to like the audience, because that book is so great, but to see it in a comic book form, that'd be incredible.
I'm hoping this is like a testing ground for this, because I'd love to see even Lost Stars.
Oh my god! Well, actually, I think they're doing that, but it's a manga.
Yeah, it's a manga Japanese thing, because they did. There's another one. They did Lost Stars, and I believe there's another one that they've taken from a novel and transformed it into a manga style comic book. Yeah. You are right.
So you get a face for like Thane and
Thane, yeah, because there's a few images of Sienna Rhee and Thane in that, and that's where it comes from. It comes from that adaptation.
Yeah.
What they should do is what DC does with their animated movies, where they just give you like one-offs. You should make like some Star Wars stories into like one-off, like hour-and-a-half movies, animated. Boom. There's $1 billion idea right there.
So make them into an animated film?
Yeah.
Like the novelizations, like taking Lost Stars and animating it. You know, I'm not opposed to that.
That's
like,
interesting.
Some things probably don't. Well, I think that was thrown out there. Like, could they do something like this on the streaming service? Adapt them into a made-for-TV film.
Yeah, something with Lost Stars, I think you could, because it's like kind of like a young teen kind of read, but something like Lords of the Sith or even Bloodlines, I think that's pretty mature. You couldn't really do that.
No, and even Thrawn, it's probably too dense to get the whole story in there. Like, you're probably going to miss quite a bit, and it might be just more on the details end of it here in the comic book.
Yeah.
But I'm down for expanding that, because I'm so far behind in my canon novel reading or listening. I'm never going to catch up. This is a way I can catch up with a lot of the storytelling.
Yeah. And they'll still get in trade too.
Yeah, it's look awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, it sounds like we've all had a great week in reading comic books. Collecting is something that we're going to focus a little bit more on as we get to the back half of the episode, talking about New York Toy Fair. My wallet is going to get very, very thin with what was announced at New York Toy Fair. And even so, I said I pulled back from the Legends. I'm going head first back into them. Just head first, barreling for all the Legends that they announced. But we're going to get into that a little later on in the episode. What we're going to do right now is get into some listener questions. We've got a huge backlog because of the review episodes that we've done. We just haven't had a chance to get to some of these listener questions. And our dude, Grabs Granite, is back at it again.
He needs his own theme song.
He does. I'm thinking about a intro, section here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out here for Grabs to kind of chew on a little bit.
It's like gonna be grabbing you in.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about stuff like that. How can we theme this? If you want to become a bigger part of the show, Grabs, because you've been a great part over the last couple of months here, and we've really enjoyed getting your questions. If you maybe want to do something like a bi-weekly segment or something where you throw some questions at us, we're down for that.
Yeah, challenge the room.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So chew on that a little bit, think about it, come back to us maybe in a week or two whenever you're happy to answer, and see if you want to become a little bit bigger part of the Nerd Room, because we really appreciate your participation here.
Yeah, I love interacting with Grabs, man, online. He's a great dude. So
absolutely,
man, I'm looking forward to this question.
Yeah, here we go. So this one is moral ambiguity. I'm hoping we haven't done this one, because we've done both ends of the spectrum. We've done the light side, we've done the dark side.
Now it's the middle.
Now we're in the middle. Yeah. I'm like 90% sure we haven't talked about this. I hope we're not repeating ourselves. And if we are, I guess we're there. But here we go. From Grabs Granite. You've answered my question from both ends of the spectrums. Heroes and villains are generally pretty easy to recognize. But what about the other ones? The anti-heroes. The main theme behind characters is doing the wrong things for the right reasons. Who are some of your favorite anti-heroes, and what makes them interesting? Are there motivations for anti-heroes other than revenge for past injustices? Has there been a case that you can think of where an anti-hero has seen the error in their ways and turned full hero? Thanks in advance. I'm eagerly awaiting my prize that was promised by you, good sir.
Your prize is a seat at the nerd room table.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I feel like the Price is Right music should be going on right now.
Yeah.
Just, like, walking down.
Womp womp womp. I'm the least excited for a prize. All right, Grabs, that's a great question. And Tim, this is the first time I'm hearing this question.
And you got the show notes.
I read them wrong. Okay, they showed up on my door late. My assistant never gave them to me.
I see.
The birds are late right now delivering it.
Yeah. But the first thing that popped into my mind, anti-heroes, is the miniseries Watchmen. I feel like everyone in that is really an anti-hero.
Yep.
There is no real heroes. Even the heroes have a dark side.
Was Owl? Owl was a little dark, I guess. Owlman? Was it Owlman?
Night Owl.
Night Owl.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
The costume they used in the Justice League for Batman.
Exactly, yeah. No, he has different goggles. An owl and a bat are not the same thing.
True. But, like, Rorschach is an anti-hero.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Rorschach. Even
Dr. Manhattan?
Dr. Manhattan, Ozymandias, you know, kills millions of people. But he saves the day.
Is he the villain, like in the film? My reference. I
Yeah.
have read the books, but
Yeah, he would be considered the villain.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
he's the villain.
Absolutely.
But his motives were interesting, too.
Right? Like, his motives were to save the world.
Yeah.
So in his mind, killing 1 million to save 1 billion justified it.
well, that goes back to our good villain discussion,
Yeah,
right?
boy.
Absolutely.
He
Killmonger.
thinks he's right. Exactly.
Yeah,
The best.
yeah.
One of the best.
Comedian, he saw the error of his ways at the end of his rope when he was gonna get killed. He realized that his like villainous ways were no good.
Yeah.
He repents at the end, but that's what popped into my head. I don't know, Grabs. You tweeted us that you've picked up a lot of books, which is awesome. I'm gonna give you a recommend is if you haven't seen the Watchmen movie, watch that or read the book because
The graphic novel is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth a read.
I think most people consider it the greatest comic book ever, and it actually landed on Time's top 500 list of all-time books.
It's damn near perfect, eh?
Yeah.
It's good. The film adapts it a little differently, but I like the tweak at the end.
Yeah,
It's really close.
yeah.
Cut out the
It's
octopus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The best. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Snyder film too. So I think I'm gonna have to revisit that after you hear and talk.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you should catch the 4-hour cut.
Yeah. The Snyder cut.
Yeah, the ultimate Snyder cut.
I'm going with Wolverine and Red Hood. Those two are probably my top. I mean, you could always say Venom too. Venom's an easy one, but I'll go with Red Hood. I think he's pretty cool what he's gone through. He's the second boy wonder. He's under Batman's wing. You could see he's kind of a little dark and get a little twisted. He gets killed, comes back through the Lazarus Pit. And he's a lot darker, and he's a villain actually when he does come back, and then he kind of goes back to the Batman legacy and goes the Red Hood route. So I really like him. I think there was that movie too, the animated movie.
Very good, yeah.
Very good. It's probably one of the best DC animated films. But
Absolutely.
he has a moment with Batman, and he goes, I can understand why you didn't come back and save me after that explosion. But he's like, why is Joker still alive? Like, how did you not kill him? And I thought that's just a great exchange of words that these two have in that film. And man, it's good. So Red Hood has always been one of my fan favorites, and Wolverine, he's like the ultimate anti-hero. He took on the Hulk first appearance, obviously, and can't go wrong with Logan.
Yeah, when I was thinking about this, I was wondering if you're gonna say Wolverine or not, because he walks a finer line than most.
Yes,
because he's got that berserker in him. But he's always doing the good thing, but maybe not the right way.
Well, yeah, because he's the Avenger in X-Men, but he's also like the X-Factor. Is it X-Factor? Yeah, he's been with the X-Force, where he's a little darker, right? And he does some things in a solo series. He's kind of a bad dude, at times. So he walks that fine line.
And they brought him in the Bendis run in the new Avengers. They brought him into the Avengers for the specific reason that he could do things that other Avengers couldn't or weren't willing to do.
Exactly.
And so Cap isn't going to go out and kill someone.
Yeah.
But if someone needs to die, hey, Wolverine, go get him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which was one of the actually brilliant points of X-Men 3 Last Stand. As bad as that film is, they capitalize off of what you just mentioned, that Wolverine is willing to make that step and take out Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he has to make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's why in Logan, him taking out Professor X would have been just the cherry on top of it all.
Yeah, like
We're
the
not gonna get
actual
into that.
Logan.
But he does take him out.
Oh my
The
God.
clone.
24?
Get out of here. This is the worst.
Let me just check the Oscar list. Oh, best adapted screenplay.
Yeah, they only must have watched 3/4 of the film.
Made it to the casino
sorry.
part.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then checked out.
Okay, we're gonna have a group watch because we didn't see this movie together.
No.
when it came out in theaters. So we're gonna have to have a group watch, and maybe
I'm willing to give it another run.
a director's
I've seen it
commentary.
3 times now since last time it
Really?
got nominated. My wife and I watched it. She thought it was okay. I still feel the same way.
I
Wow.
strongly dislike the direction of X-24.
Wow. I think we need to have a poll because our listeners are never wrong.
It's true.
Yeah.
We should get the listeners in on this.
All right, I'll throw a poll out on Twitter.
Right. You can only wear
Was
so many
Logan
costumes
good?
though if you lose.
There's no costume back. I don't want to be dressing up like Wolverine now.
You know, we're going to talk about that because one of the questions is in direct reference to that, Sunjay.
Okay. Good.
But the low-hanging fruit on this one is, of course, Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very low-hanging
Easily,
fruit
yeah.
there. But I'd say one of my favorite anti-heroes is Winter Soldier.
Boom.
Oh,
I like that.
yeah. Good call.
Yeah,
Good call.
both in the film and in the comic book. Starting with the comic book end of things, he was a villain. He in the films he was brainwashed and all that, but he started off as a Hydra agent for decades, for the better part of 40, 50 years, and then he comes back and he's slowly turned into a hero, but he still walks that fine line. He's the man on the wall a little bit there,
Yeah,
taking over
yeah.
from Nick Fury.
Thunderbolts now too. I think.
Yeah, Thunderbolts, which is again is kind of an anti-hero group
Exactly.
within Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
And when you look at the films now, we're going to see his transition from probably what you consider anti-hero in Civil War
Yeah.
to full-blown hero in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So that's a great transition watching this character in the films at least go from Winter Soldier being one of the best villains into somewhat of an anti-hero into a full-fledged hero. So that's a good progression, at least from the film perspective, of going from one end to the complete opposite. Now, in the films at least, his isn't a personal recognition of what he's doing is wrong. It's because he is brainwashed.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to see that within the film universe there. And you see it in the comic books as well. He's, like I said, he's always been that kind of yang to Captain America's yin.
Yeah.
He plays, at least in part, that he has the same ideologies, but he comes at it from a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great question. I
good.
love talking about anti-heroes. I love talking
that's a
about
good
the
one, man.
spectrum.
Yeah, that's
so.
a good one.
That's a cool. I'll throw in a little honorable mention because if I can always plug it, I will. Superior Spider-Man. I'll always throw that in there.
Nice.
Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body and he kills. So go and pick that issue up. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. All right, Grabs. Well, we got one other thing from here is a tweet that actually you had sent up, and it was just a quick update on one of your previous questions about asking for comic books to read. And so you tweeted us here, well, slow, I've begun a trek into your recommendations. Batman Year One, will arrive on my doorstep Monday. I've also read some Nightcrawler comics I owned. I came to the nerd room for Star Wars, and I soon discovered a new interest. Thanks, Grabs. This made me so happy. This one single tweet lighted my whole week up because this is one of the main reasons that we started the podcast. We three want to talk about comic books and films, and we want to interact, engage, and discuss those same things, our passions, with other awesome people. So this is a reason why we podcast. I absolutely love this tweet. Thank you so much, Grabs. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much. We didn't even have to pay you to say that.
No, I'm super excited too. You're jumping into some of these books. Batman Year One, you're going to enjoy that, my friend.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
No.
read it first and then watch the animated film.
Yeah, it's great. And then go watch Batman Begins.
Exactly.
There you
Oh,
go.
Nice progression there. So thank you, Grabs. Appreciate that. Next question here. Now, this comes from Steve over at San Diego Sabres Radio
right.
Podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth. Make sure you go check those guys out. They're doing fantastic things. They did a revisit of The Last Jedi with Kyle from Tell Me
Oh, it's a great episode.
And Rob from TSW.
They dug so deep into that.
It's a fantastic episode. Make sure you go check those guys out. But he's got a question here for us.
Okay.
Hey, guys. All right, assuming Solo, a Star Wars story, sticks to the May 25th date, which all indications are it will. Sunjay has a commitment to live up to.
Right.
Thank you for reminding everyone, Steve. However,
Yes, thank you.
while many movie theaters support cosplay during these special times, many do not allow helmets, masks, or things that cover your face. Now, he's in the States here. So, how does Sunjay meet his requirements to dress up as Chewie without being able to wear a headpiece? Feel free to consult with Corey, our boy, over at Tumbling Saber, the master of loopholes with a Z. But don't let Sunjay wiggle out of this one on a technicality.
Oh, don't you worry. Okay, there will be no wiggling. The only thing wiggling will be my tail. Wait, does Chewie have a tail?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, he will in this one. I'm going to be having so much fun cosplaying. I feel like I don't want to be alone. I mean, Solo, there's a lot of characters in Solo that you two may also dress up as.
I'm super curious as whose Troy and I should be.
Well, you
Walk that
know.
What do we have here? You think I can pull up a cape?
Absolutely. You just grow your mustache
Yeah.
and the cape.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, what? Why is Michael B. Jordan cosplaying as Lando Calrissian?
Like, Killmonger's not in this movie. What's going on?
Yeah. And Tim, Han Solo.
Yeah.
All you got to do is dress up like every white girl in college.
That's fair,
Every
I guess.
white girl in college dresses like Han Solo.
I don't got the hair, though.
You got the black tights, the boots,
The jacket.
the jacket, and a vest.
Okay.
That's Han Solo, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel it.
right?
So face paint for you? Can we do face paint?
I think face paint's a way to get around that.
Yeah.
Or we could glue stuff to your face
Like
as well.
like hair
yeah.
and whiskers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have
Like
whiskers?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo is coming up before Solo. That'd be the perfect opportunity for me to look for a costume.
Yeah, you might be able to rent one from someone.
Or
You're not getting out
maybe
of this.
I can make one. I can make one. I'm very handy.
Okay, you can't go the route of that. What is it? The Toys That Made Us from Netflix. Just throwing a brown sock.
Put a brown sock over Sunjay.
I know you've mentioned this, but
I just need a shag carpet, a football helmet, and some staples.
no matter what you do, it's going to be a ton of fun for Troy and I.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Blast.
Well, don't leave me hanging. I mean, come on, guys. Let's get in the spirit. This could be like an everyday thing. Like when we go see Aquaman, we could all wear Speedos to go see Aquaman.
Yeah, because Jason Momoa is wearing a Speedo.
When we go see Ant-Man, we can bring ants with us when we go see the movie.
Okay, we're starting to lose Sunjay here. Steve, we promise we're not let Sunjay wiggle out of this one on a pure technicality. If they ask him to remove his head, he can remove his head.
And, you know, come on, the Twitterati, get on these two to join me in cosplaying. If we get support, okay, let's say, if we get, say, how many listens or how many retweets would it take for you two to dress up with me? Like 500 or 100 an episode? If we make 125?
Be quite a bit because we don't want to take away from your loss here.
No. No.
But you
Although
don't wanna-
Troy will look sweet. With the
Right?
cape on.
I agree.
It's more the effort that we're going to have to put into it.
Yeah, you know.
So I don't do things half-assed.
Yeah, gotta be all in, you know.
Yeah, you just need the mustache.
Yeah. A little bit of that mustache. Colt 45.
We'll see. Well, at your discretion, I'm probably going to regret this. Whatever you think. If you can get anything retweeted or liked 500 times, I have no problem dressing up like Han Solo.
Yeah.
Okay, you
I'm
heard,
down.
and you're gonna.
I'll be Lando /
Well, I wasn't gonna say Lando for you. That's
Oh,
kind of.
okay.
I was kind of like
wait
you
a
would just
second.
assume you're Lando.
Where are we going with this one?
I was gonna assume you were.
Woody Harrelson?
Who was the girl?
Oh, count me out.
No. I'm just kidding. Okay, Lando and Han over here are gonna join me, Chewie.
Okay, if you get 500 likes or retweets,
Yep. Boom.
Boom.
then
You
I will
heard
dress
it.
up like Han Solo.
Yeah. Down. Count me in.
Okay, let's do it,
Yeah,
people.
I'll get that cape going.
I'm
So-
gonna make 500 fake Twitter accounts and get all the porn bots
All
to
those bots.
retweet.
Oh, yeah, it's just gonna.
You're pretty good at that, actually.
I don't know why they follow me.
Early Sunjay tweets were quite heavily favored by porn bots. Don't know why. Goes right into your browser history. Anyways, thank you very
man,
much,
that Chewie
Steve.
porn showing up again.
Thank you, Steve, for sending us that in and reminding everybody about Sunjay's commitment. Now, he's
Yes.
dragged us into it a little bit here, but I'm okay with that. So make sure you go check out Steve and the San Diego Sabres radio podcast as well. All right, guys, our last listener question comes from our boy, Brad.
Ooh.
So here's his question. I did not want to put this on Twitter as I feel it is a heavy spoiler territory, but now that you've seen it, is the heart-shaped herb the soul stone and the reason that Infinity War shows the scenes in Wakanda? That was my thought while watching the movie, but it wasn't clearly stated during the film. Thanks. Keep on podcasting. So this is a discussion that we kind of had before the film, and I speculated that we were going to see the Infinity Stone, the Soul Stone, within this, the Heart of Wakanda, I referred it to, and we got the heart-shaped herb. So what are your guys' thoughts on there being some relationship between vibranium and an Infinity Stone, and consequently, the heart-shaped herb.
Well, I guess going to spoilers, obviously, right?
Yeah, definitely spoilers.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's tough to pull because I think the ship has sailed. If they didn't touch on it in the movie already, I don't see them going off of Wakanda in the next film, in Infinity War. But it would make the sense. It makes sense though, right?
There has to be an Infinity Stone there.
Yeah, because what it does too, like the healing properties of what it does, and the soul gems. So you would kind of think it goes hand in hand.
Does it take away at all, do you think, from Black Panther if they retcon in the Soul Stone, the whole story about the heart-shaped herb, the vibranium, the importance of that to that whole story, that big
a little bit, because that kind of rides off of that, right?
Yeah, it's just going to say, oh yeah, it's the Soul Stone that does everything.
Exactly.
Like, does that take away for you, or does it really matter?
Maybe. Well, I guess that kind of would take away from it, but there has to be a way around it where they can have their cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm. Like it could be something, because I believe in the beginning of the movie they mention a meteorite that crashes. Yeah. So maybe that meteorite ain't a meteorite, but an Infinity Stone.
There's something in the middle, like as they're mining the vibranium, the properties of the vibranium, the radiation is what powers Black Panther, powers the city and all that. But in the middle, while they were mining, there was an Infinity Stone stuck in the middle of it.
Right.
And so it doesn't really have any implications for the Black Panther film itself, but it's something they just never really talked about. It's there. They know it's there, but they mined it out.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the direction that they may go. Because I don't want them to take anything away from the Black Panther film.
Or it could be like a decorative piece, like maybe like the first Black Panther, and have his costume like a gem on his crown or something.
Or in the neck piece.
Yeah, so it's there in Wakanda, but it's not contributing to the advancement of Wakanda. It's kind of just like a decorative...
Like a monument of some sort.
Exactly, yeah, like an Egyptian tomb or something.
Right. So that'd be kind of cool. See, and I like that idea if they set that up in the film. But I really like that idea a lot, actually. But I feel like because we passed the movie already, it's going to have to happen. Obviously, it is going to happen in Infinity War, but I feel like it's going to be something maybe just outside of that, or else they would have given us a little hint of that, at least in a post-credit scene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the assumption that we're making from all this, and Brad's making the same leap that I've made, is that we see Wakanda quite heavily featured in the trailer. So there's an assumption that they're there for a reason. The Outriders are there. Some of the children of Thanos are there for a reason. There's a big battle happening there. Could it just be that they've taken some of the Infinity Stones to Wakanda? Like in a desperate attempt to get them away from Thanos, they've said, look, we can take them to Wakanda. They have a big army there. We can, because it seems to be a point, at least in the film, where a lot of the heroes have come back together.
Yeah.
You see like War Machine, Falcon, the Hulkbuster's in there. Yeah. So there's a lot of characters that at least in part seem to be slightly disaggregated throughout the other portions of the film, but they've all come together within this part. So maybe they're making a last stand. They're trying to protect, whether it's probably not the Tesseract, because Loki gives that to Thanos in there, but are they protecting Vision, the Mind Stone in some way? So I don't really know. Maybe that's that. We're making that leap that we need the Soul Stone, but maybe it's somewhere else.
You see, and it might just be because I feel like why we see Wakanda so much in the trailer, and at least probably in the movie, is just because I think they're Earth's best defense apart from the Avengers, from what they established in Black Panther itself. Because every other movie we haven't really seen a line of defense. They've kind of hinted at something in Iron Man 2 when Hammer was working on all those other armored wars, Iron Man kind of stuff going on, but it didn't really take off. So I feel like apart from that, it's been Black Panther where we've seen, well, these warriors can throw down, they can hold their own, and they can join forces with the Avengers.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome battle.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like, if Transformers was a good movie, it'll be like that. Not to knock the Transformers, like, but you know what I mean? Like,
but knock it.
Yeah. Well, I like the first one, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be... I like all of them. I'm not lying, but it'll be like that. Like, you know, like a well thought out plot. They're built towards it, and the action will be like Michael Bay-esque on steroids. I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it.
It is going to be an incredible battle. Yes. And that's an interesting thing. I think going into the film, when we do a bit of a prelude, this is a point I'm going to probably hit on again, because I think that there is something more there, and I agree with you, Brad. So that's more or less our thoughts on that. We'll see as we get a bit closer to the film itself. We only got a couple months, guys.
Is Brad going to fly in and watch this film with us? Or what?
Yeah, Brad, come on.
Come on back.
This only happens once every few months.
This is a once in a lifetime event.
Yeah, man.
This film, where I don't even think when we get to the back end of it, Avengers 4, I guess, maybe is the pinnacle, but this seems to be that point at what we've been building towards is the fight with Thanos.
Yes.
Are you a little bit worried because in movie franchises, the third is typically the least favorite? You know, Spider-Man 3.
Toy Story 3 was awesome.
It was good.
I guess, yeah, Toy Story 3. But you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that applies with the MCU.
Yeah, because it's not really like a trilogy.
No.
They're not ending anything.
No, they're not ending anything, and this is the culmination film, right? This is everything's built into this for the last 10 years. I'm not worried at all about this film. So this is a great segue. We're going to go from talking a little bit about Black Panther, the plot here, into its box office. This thing is performing unbelievably well. Last week we reported that in its opening weekend it's at $192 million. The corrected after estimates was $202 million. That's only $5 million shy of the Avengers opening weekend.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Like,
and I think it's only the fifth to do over 200 million in its opening weekend as well.
Wow.
This is performing like or better than an Avengers film to a degree. It's performing much better than Last Jedi even.
And it's a standalone. Like, this is just one hero.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Like, do you think, like, did you ever think this would happen?
No, because even you look at the second weekend here, it pulled in $111 million in its second weekend. This is the second largest second weekend of all time, only behind The Force Awakens, which did $149 million in its second weekend. The Avengers, which is third, did $103 million in its second weekend.
Wow.
This is on pace to overtake Avengers as the top film. And Troy and I have to vocalize a retraction here. We laughed directly at you when you made the question about it overtaking Avengers. We said a hard no. But now when you look at this thing, it's total domestic haul as of this recording. I believe this is Sunday's number, is $403 million. That's in its second weekend. Civil War did 408. Iron Man did 409 in their total runs domestically. Insane. This thing's going to overtake it by probably tonight or tomorrow. Black Panther will have done more domestically than both of those films.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
It's crazy. Wakanda forever, man. Because like I heard a number out there, in its 4 days of opening, it already made more than Justice League did in its 91 days.
Wow.
Like,
that's
you kidding me? Like, that's crazy. Black Panther against Justice League?
Yeah.
Like, wow. So, I can't believe it, man. Has it opened in China yet?
I want to say no, because it's done about $700 million worldwide.
That's scary if it hasn't even hit China yet.
Yeah, billion is going to fall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
And you just look at its pacing here. I'm just looking at boxofficemojo.com. It's 11-day total, $411 million, which puts it at Sunday. And you compare that to Last Jedi's 11-day total, $395 million. So it's outpacing The Last Jedi right now.
Wow.
You look at it compared to Age of Ultron, $411 million for an 11-day total. Age of Ultron, 318. It's done $100 million more business in the first 11 days than Age of Ultron did.
That's insane. And like the crazy part is Black Panther was in Civil War.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, and that was like the first time we're seeing Black Panther, the first time we're seeing Spider-Man, and this has already surpassed the total of Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which had Iron Man and Cap in it as well.
And also surpassed Homecoming.
Spider-Man, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, those two were big hits coming out of that film, but man, there's a lot going for this movie, and word of mouth has just been killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
It shows how powerful good word of mouth is.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people, even at work again, that this is almost the Star Wars thing that I see. People go to it because they feel it's an event style film.
Yeah.
The same way people go to Avengers films. People are going to Black Panther like it's an event style of film.
Yeah.
And that's just pure word of mouth. People are loving this.
Yeah, it's great. And it's cool. Shout out to Ryan Coogler, the director of the film. Because I saw he wrote a nice little message, right? You saw that letter on Instagram, I think I saw it on. And I just thought that's so cool. And we don't get things like that often, really. So, man, just hats off to the whole team out there and what they've done with this film, this property. I just can't wait to see more in this world. I mean, I love the MCU as it is, right? But to see what they've done with Black Panther and the foundation they built from Civil War, and then now with this film, I just can't wait for part 2. I'm surprised they haven't even announced part 2 yet. This is crazy. Like, we're getting it.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I got to ask here. We vocalized our retraction. Troy, do you think this will pass Avengers' $623 million domestic haul?
Yeah, I'm going to go with it, man. I'm going to say it's going to pass Avengers. Yeah, I'm going to ride that wave.
I agree. I think it's going to pass it as well. I think it's going to be the top MCU film in this first phase 3. It's Infinity War. I'm having a hard time saying Infinity War is going to do better than Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because it has to be doing incredibly well.
Yeah.
Like, will Infinity War, like if Black Panther opens to 202, what does Infinity War open to?
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't think it'll still get the audience of what, like, Infinity War is going to make huge numbers.
Will it overtake The Force Awakens 248, 249 opening weekend?
That's tough.
Like, do you get a $50 million bump still from Black Panther for Infinity War? Because that's what they're. You have to expect that, don't you?
Yeah, but some of the people that I know that went to see Black Panther aren't gonna see the cosmic.
Is your mom gonna go to Infinity War?
No, exactly. Like that right there. She won't go to it.
No,
right?
Just
but
bring her
she's
along.
gone to this movie.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be interesting to watch.
I know, right?
Yeah. See, this is why I think Black Panther might actually outgross Infinity War. Is the competition that Infinity War has, because 2 weeks after it opens, you got Deadpool 2. That's going to eat up screens. And then I think three weeks after, you got Solo.
Yep.
Which is going to eat up even more screens. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of, it's crazy to say, but Black Panther may end up as the highest grossing superhero film of all time.
You're probably not too far off the mark there. The only thing that has a chance at this point of really making a dent in it is Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like, Avengers is still going to stand up there as... It's going to be probably relatively tight.
Yeah.
But if it's this close already... Like, we thought Age of Ultron was going to come close. We thought Civil War was going to play the same way. Yeah. And we're 2 weeks in and it's overtaken that. Like this movie, even if it slows down 50% each subsequent week, you're still looking at $500 million before the middle of next week.
Yeah.
I mean,
right? Or close to it. Maybe not quite that much, but close to that.
Well, really positive blockbusters have legs of like 2.5, 3 times your opening weekend. This has already doubled its opening weekend. So, I mean, the legs on this is going to be fantastic. It might even do like 4 times, which is 800 million. It's not insane.
And it's not going to run into anything.
Like, what's the next big event style film?
Your movie, Wrinkle in Time?
Wrinkle in Time.
The next...
Nah.
Which is a Disney film, so maybe they're going to push it back to...
It's still... You'll get... I have Wrinkle in Time in the fantasy, box office fantasy there, but to me, you're still not going to yank a ton of the audience away. No. You're getting your second, third viewers going into Black Panther still, but then you're also getting the lagging people that are said, okay, I have to see Black Panther, just haven't made time for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? So even if this drops another 50%, it puts you over Age of Ultron 459.
Yeah.
But by next Sunday. Like this is insane. And I love it. It deserves every
absolutely
accolade it's gotten, every dime it's making. This movie's incredible. Get out there and see this.
Absolutely. It's nice to see. I mean, I was so sick of everyone, all the like people on the internet that like hate comic book movies being like, I have superhero fatigue. Yeah. This is just a phase. It's gonna end soon. Yeah. After this, are you kidding me? Every like studio now is gonna be like, we have to do more superhero films. This is just pumping it up, and people are like, as a DC fan, this is great to see because now Warner Brothers has reason to stick with the DC universe instead of being like, well, forget it, we're just gonna do more Harry Potter films, right?
Well, the key learning I think coming out of this is good writer, good director, someone that's close to the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like Coogler, he did Fruitvale Station, he did Creed, and now he has and may have one of the biggest films of all time on his hands. And it's not like he was handed an Avengers film to do, which comes in with a built-in audience. Yeah. Like, this is a brand new character that has, yes, a fan base with us, but the wider audience, their exposure was Civil War.
Yeah.
And some of the comic books that they've been doing recently. But up until 2-3 weeks ago, Black Panther still wasn't a household name.
Yeah.
Household name now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For sure. And I think it comes down to executive interference. I think this film, it looks like Coogler was just given the keys and he went to town. Obviously, Feige had input. Of course, you have a great cast. You have Michael B's an up-and-coming guy. He's pretty big. So you have a good cast and Lupita Nyong'o as well. Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett. The cast in here is so good. And it's like, like DC, like you got to kind of learn from this. These guys all want to be on set. Ben Affleck coming into Justice League, we're hearing this guy doesn't even want to be there. Like that ripple effect. So I love what the superhero films are doing right now. They're giving us variety. And even going back to Logan, it wasn't really my favorite. I mean, clearly I just mentioned that. But again, it took liberties of what they're doing with that property, and they changed up the game a little bit. Like, we have more diverse stories going on in this world of superhero films. And I think it's so cool what they're doing. And James Mangold like loves the property that he's working with. Like, these directors want to do this stuff. They're just as much nerds as we are, working on this stuff.
I will say, like, Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman was kind of the same thing.
Same effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Because she grew up a Wonder Woman fan, and she fought tooth and nail with the Warner Brother execs who seem to not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And gave us a good film. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You need directors and writers that love the source material and are fans. You know, it makes a big difference. You can see on screen.
For sure.
Yeah. And then in turn you get the box office.
That's the thing. If you have a good comic book movie, it will make the money. There's very few really good comic book movies that have failed box office wise. I'm trying to think of one right now that like really like missed the mark box office wise, but if it's good, the fanboys will show up. The
Watchmen, maybe.
Yeah, and Man of Steel,
but that was like a while ago.
Man of Steel didn't hit the money they wanted. It wasn't bad money, but it wasn't what they wanted for a Superman reboot that was meant to launch their new universe off of the Nolan world, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, like Superman, Man of Steel had like a tough competition. It was in the summer. Yeah. I think Monsters University was the week after.
Yeah.
Like it definitely, if you look at a Superman reboot and you see it only did 291, you're like, oh, that's crazy. Considering that Iron Man did like 400 mil.
Yeah. Again, that comes down to DC, right? They should have known better.
They should have like moved it or something. It's that might be the one, but I can't think of any. That's like what 6-7 years ago now.
Yeah, 2013, right?
Yeah, so that's 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at the box office for a film like I'm not going to kick Justice League around too much here, but there was a fan reaction to Batman vs Superman that was reflected directly in the numbers. So you don't have a free pass anymore to say here's a superhero film or comic book film or whatever. Even Transformers, all those franchises are suffering because people are tired of subpar films. Just throwing something at a screen and saying, please come and watch this, we'll make $1 billion or $2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what Transformers has been.
Yeah.
And now they have to retool all of that. And they've gone through I would say, a similar process within comic book movies, but they've come to a realization that people want quality. They don't just want a direct adaptation of some storyline that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't fit into anything. They want a good film on top of being exposed and immersed within a comic book universe.
Yeah, it's diminishing returns. You go back to the Spider-Man franchise, right? I mean, after part 3, it was going downhill. They gave us the Amazing Spider-Man reboot and Amazing Spider-Man 2. Nobody was feeling it. And then they brought life back into it with giving us good stories of Spider-Man with the MCU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about Marvel stories here.
All right, let's hear it.
So, Marvel Comics has announced a planned reboot in 2018. Now, this reboot is promising new creative teams, new series, and more. It will kick off with new number 1s, but will also be maintaining the legacy issue counts as they've gone back to. So this would be dual numbering. Now, this sounds very familiar. New creative teams, new series, and more. We are promised a status quo change, and a back to basics with Marvel Legacy. Now, we are 6-8 months into that or so, and we're getting a new reboot. How do you guys feel? I can feel the tension in the room. All right. How do you guys feel about Marvel rebooting now? If you look at the image here, they are going back to what appears to be your classic heroes. Thor, Odin's son, seems to be back. We've got Spider-Man front and center looking pretty good. Black Panther, Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Avengers number 1, which comes out the same or right before actually Infinity War, promises to bring back the big 3 and revamp and pull together all of these sporadic Avengers titles into a single issue, a single Avengers run. We've got Venom number 1 announced, Black Panther number 1 announced, and Thor number 1 announced with new creative teams. So again, coming back to that, what do you guys think of the reboot?
Well, as someone who's the only one at this table who doesn't read Marvel on a regular basis, a reboot is supposed to bring in new readers, breathe new life, new excitement into the brand. Unfortunately for me, this does none of that. It still seems like it's going to be convoluted continuity. It seems like they're just rebooting for a sales bump. It doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't just say, screw it, we're going full reboot, New 52 style, and we're giving you comics. They could even set it in like the 60s or something, or maybe like the 70s or 80s. They don't have to set it in today's society, but give me something that's a little bit easier to digest, something that, you know, I can go sit down and read from the beginning and not have to like be confused about like, why is this, or why was Thor a woman but now is back to being Thor, the Chris Hemsworth looking Thor that you see in the movies, you know, like.
Would you pick up a comic? Would you pick up a Marvel comic if they
absolutely
went back to zero, give you 0 issues?
If they went like, we're doing Marvel New 52, just like DC, I would absolutely. I would pick up X-Men. Absolutely, I love the X-Men. I'd pick up Spider-Man. You know, I'd probably pick up Avengers, and I'd probably pick up like a solo hero. I'd probably dive in. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just what's stopping me is so the X-Men. There's an X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. Which team do I choose? You know, and
Red too now.
And Red too now. So
I think my impression from just the Avengers #1 description is that they're taking everything and pulling it back down to what we had thought Legacy was going to be. Not 54 or 55 issues of different comic books with 6 Avengers titles and 3 or 4 X-Men titles. They seem to be coming back and pulling the creative teams into these single issues. And realistically, you look at what they've announced here: Avengers #1, Venom #1, Black Panther, and Thor. Those are the last 4 films that are on people's minds. Really, right? Those are characters people are immediately familiar with Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers upcoming here, and Venom's on the docket for Sony here later on in the year. So things people are familiar with. And the thing that's got me a bit excited for this is I'm not super thrilled that we're going through another reboot, but Legacy in itself wasn't a reboot. It was just a renumbering to, I think, advantageously take advantage of the 150 Guardians, the 700, Captain America, the 800, Spider-Man. So so you're going to see a lot of these comics hitting these milestones, taking advantage of that. Because to me, when you look at those numbers, that deters people more than anything. Is high numbers. I think we love them as comic book readers.
That's true.
But if you come to the comic book shop and you're like, ooh, like Guardians 149, I don't even know where to start with this. Like I can't go to 1, and so people don't quite get that. And with Infinity War coming out, this is another big jumping on point, right? People are going to go from Infinity War and turn to the comic book shops and say, maybe I should start reading comic books because I really like this universe. Where do I go? Oh, Avengers #1. I'm down.
Right.
So that seems to be what they're doing. So it's just like you said, it's a bit of a sales pump to bring new people in. And the stories themselves, like you look at the characters here, like Thor's got a gold arm with a gold hammer. So it's gonna have built-in continuity already, so it's not going to be probably an ideal jumping on point, but at the same time you get into it, you start reading, everyone's got to start somewhere. You're going to be starting here at least with what they're doing with the status quo you're familiar with, and then you add on Miles Morales, Miss Marvel here, Deadpool. So it's all characters that are prevalent in the film universe, and we're getting this Miles Morales later on in the year. You see Doc Strange, we're getting what looks to be Bruce Banner Hulk back, Captain Marvel here, Venom. Like a lot of these characters taking center stage, even the Defenders, you've got Punisher in here. So it's all characters people are familiar with. They're just trying to provide an avenue. And so I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm not going to stop reading Marvel Comics because of it. Like it's I've come to expect. Like I think, Troy, you mentioned this in the past, it's kind of like seasons.
It is seasons, but these seasons are playing themselves out. You know, because my thing is they announced the Legacy line. I was like, this is cool, and they're going back to the renumbering. I thought that was kind of cool because they tried doing the issue 1s every 6 months or 9 months, and it wasn't really doing anything. You know, it wasn't really getting new audiences. I don't think it was. And the other thing is like I feel like we were gonna get the big 3 back off of Legacy. I felt like we were gonna get Thor and Cap. Well, we did get Cap back. We didn't really get Iron Man back. I think it's still pretty much Riri, and they're on the hunt for Tony. You know, so that's kind of weird. And then Thor is still Jane Foster. She's, spoilers, it's not happened yet, but they already announced she is gonna die.
Whoa, spoilers.
They've announced it. It's been going on for like...
that was the one I wanted to get into.
I know, Jane Foster.
They've announced it for like a while. It's been happening for like a year. But and then we're getting the original Odin's son back, which is cool. But it's playing itself out. What intrigues me the most is we're getting new writers. You know, Dan Slott is moving away from Spidey, and he's gonna take on Iron Man. That excites me. That's kind of cool. changing up the writers. We got Aaron now doing.
Jason Aaron's doing Avengers, and
That's huge.
he's going back to Thor too.
And if you just announced that, for, like I guess for me, you know, us like we love the comics, we read it already, we know that. Like that excites me. It's not changing up the numbers. You know, Avengers, like I just mentioned, I just got 673. Now we're going back to issue 1. Like for me, could you not wait a while? I mean, DC New 52, what was it, 5 years, 7 years?
5 years, yeah.
See, like
they gave us 52
okay.
issues, yeah.
And it's a reboot, but it's kind of a jumping point. This isn't even a clean reboot. We're still getting the same characters from the 616 that we had off of Secret Wars and all that kind of stuff. So I don't get how
still confusing.
It's still confusing. I'm reading Spider-Man right now, and I'm still confused of how Miles works in this world. It's really crazy. So for me, I don't know. I guess it's like they kind of cheaped out because we're getting like what you mentioned, like the high issue numbers, but we're still getting like the new jumping in point numbers. Yeah. So that's like best of both worlds, I guess. And eventually they could probably even just get rid of the sub number and go into like the bigger number.
Yeah,
I guess so. I don't know. It's just getting a little tiring with the reboots, the relaunches. I just want good storytelling.
Yeah,
you know, across the board, really.
Yeah.
So.
The one thing that excites me here is they're pulling a lot of titles together.
Yeah.
We don't need 5 Avengers titles.
We have 5 X-Men, 5 Avengers. Because we had Astonishing Avengers at once, or Uncanny Avengers.
And then you got the Unity team, you got the new Avengers. Ultimates. Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff here. But
is that because like 20 years ago you could have one Avengers book, but now that like they've created all these new characters, all these new villains, heroes, that the roster has just gotten too large that you kind of need to either cull it down, like get rid of some, or maybe like splinter off and have like 2 separate Marvel universes where characters A, B, C are in this one and characters D, E,
They
F
tried it kind of. They did the Ultimate Universe back in 2000, right? Which was like a modern telling. But basically, once that story kind of got caught up to where we are with the 616 world, it didn't really make sense to have them both kind of going on.
But like what they could do is like say like, okay, like this is our Earth, you know, but then they said like this other Earth here is like a similar Earth, but it's in peril. So like you send like 30 heroes to like Earth B. I'm using like DC terms here, but you send them to Earth B, and then you have like 2 books, and they kind of like are like pillars, and they don't like intersect, and that way, you know, you cut down the heroes. So like you're like, oh, I read Marvel Gold and I read Marvel Silver or whatever.
But what if you read Cap in the 616, but the Cap is in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be hard to do that, and it'd be a bit more confusing. I think what they've run into is they have this catalog of characters now that they've wanted to prop up, like your Miss Marvels, which are great, your Miles Morales, and so they need to make room for that new generation of characters. Yeah. But a lot of people, especially us, want to still read our Tony Stark, or Bruce Banner, Cap, and all that. So it's finding this fine, or it's walking this fine line, and this big balancing act between your legacy readers and trying to bring new people on by having relatable characters, teenage characters like the champions and all that. So it's, you know, they've been doing this for 5-6 decades. Yeah. So it's nothing new to them about introducing new characters and having them get their own jumping on points. But what they need to do is just focus a bit more.
Would you be down with just rebooting it? Like Marvel's never just done a clean sweep. Like that would be kind of exciting. Like I feel like the chance with Secret Wars, like the world or the Catalyst, the world was done, and it just restarts.
You know, it would be immensely exciting
Ballsy as hell.
To see where they go with things.
Yeah.
But how do you go, and I guess DC would be the example of this, how do you go and erase stories like the Winter Soldier arc and Superior Spider-Man? You know what I mean? Like there's like some of the stuff that Bendis did with Daredevil and I don't know, Civil War, Secret Invasion. Like there's a lot of great stories. How do you do that without wanting to retell or rehash the same stories?
Well, you kind of do a thing where it's like that world's done. We obviously always have those stories, but that world that we know it as 616 is destroyed. It's gone. It existed, but it's gone. And there's like point A, let's not say the Ultimate Universe, but another world. You have the MCU world even over here, which is like pretty much for everybody. The grand audience is focused on the MCU. Yeah. And then you have, let's say, Planet C over here. So Planet A would be 616, Planet B would be the MCU, and then Planet C would be this new world where we're getting a new retelling of all these characters.
So I would dig it.
And Planet A is done. But we remember those stories, but they're gone.
Yeah. Well, could you do something where in your description there, Planet A, 616, they just stop telling stories.
Yeah.
And they shift, they do this for a couple of years, see how it goes. And if nothing works, they just shift back and pick those stories right
that'd
back
be cool.
up.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And
So
then there's
it's-
this huge gap, like what happened on Planet A?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
what's gone on in the last 2 years here.
Love
So that's something you could just pause that. So you're not
Yes.
wiping continuity out. You're not trying to bridge anything. Let's just try a reboot for a little while.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go so well, we can just kind of do what we did with the Ultimate Universe and shove it around, destroy it, whatever, and then just pick up these stories with our original characters. And you could even start. What you'd probably see is something running slightly in parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and so that I'd be totally down for something like that. Just a complete reboot, a
Yeah.
New 52 style reboot.
Yeah.
I'm down. So I don't think we'll ever get that with Marvel personally, but we'll see.
You
We'll see.
would if sales dropped off. Like
if they
if
disappeared.
yeah, well, like if like because I think Marvel is still number one.
Yeah, they're still outselling DC.
Yeah,
but it's
but
not the numbers they
Star
want.
Wars really helps.
Yeah.
Like all those books, the Vader books, Star Wars books, like
all the
they're
main line.
often within the top 10, 3 or 4 of those books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's not the Marvel proper that's propping them up. It's the Star Wars complex.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge cut of their
Oh, definitely.
sales. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if DC were to overtake, if like Image were to overtake Marvel dropped down to number 3, I think then you'd
Oh,
see
yeah.
them go like, okay, we need
Drastic
something
measures.
drastic measures.
Yeah.
Let's do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's by DC.
And speaking of which, DC, something we haven't talked about in quite a while.
We
got
need
a lot
like a
of-
segment like
Yeah.
Batman v Superman news.
Yeah, let's talk about it again. Everyone rejoice. Oh, surprise, surprise. The Nerd Room's talking about Batman vs. Superman. All right, so let's jump into it here. Wonder Woman 2. This thing, it's happening. Of course it's happening. We had a great outing with Wonder Woman 1 last year. And we got some information here about the villain. It's being rumored that Cheetah is going to be the big bad for Wonder Woman 2. Now, some big names have been tossed out there, Emma Stone being one of them, and Charlize Theron being the other. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on Cheetah? I have zero context for who this character is, but I like both of these names that are associated with the character.
Yeah, Cheetah is pretty much Wonder Woman's main villainess, I would say. She's kind of like
I say like the Venom, eh?
yeah, or
Not
like
the
the
Green Goblin,
Joker.
but the Venom.
Yeah. So she had, I think she's her friend, like she's Diana Prince's friend, and she was doing this like research. She's an archaeologist, and she finds this like sacred artifact, and then it's like it's owned by like a god, and then the god like possesses the body of her friend, and she becomes this evil spirit known as a cheetah. So she's like half human, half cheetah, but she's got like godlike abilities. So she's a good match to go up against Wonder Woman. She fought the Justice League in the New 52 run, where she actually took down Superman for a while, Cheetah. So she could go toe-to-toe with Wonder Woman. And some of the actresses that they're throwing out here are terrific actresses. Emma Stone, Charlize Theron. Either one. Charlize Theron worked with Patty Jenkins, and Patty Jenkins actually helped her win the Oscar.
Yeah, Monster.
In Monster. So I think that would be a terrific pairing. And if DC was smart, what they would do is, at the end of Wonder Woman 2, they don't kill off Cheetah, they imprison her, and then the Suicide Squad gets a hold of her and brings her in, and brings in Black Manta from Aquaman, and brings them into Suicide Squad 2 or 3 to really bolster that lineup with some A-listers.
I like where you're going with the casting. I totally agree with you with Charlize Theron. And then you get her coming back with Patty Jenkins. I think that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Emma Stone's.
Gwen Stacy is what you're
Yeah,
going to see.
well, because we haven't seen. She doesn't have like she's sassy, but she's not fierce. At least I haven't seen that. And Cheetah needs to be like Charlize Theron. She needs to be like Furioso.
Yeah.
You know, like just
You need an imposing character on film to go toe-to-toe with Gal Gadot.
for sure, especially with what we've seen from Gal Gadot in the last 3
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be. I still want her to be Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, Charlize Theron, but that's all good. But yeah, this news is okay. I'm still shaky on where we're going with the DC universe. Like we're gonna get to it, but we have other movies that are coming down that we don't know where they fit in this world. But obviously Wonder Woman 2 was a must. It's pretty much guaranteed, right? It's the best and well received film that they've given us.
100%. Yeah.
Right?
They're going to isolate this franchise for a while until
Yeah.
they figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're going to stay, I think we discussed it in the past, like in the 80s or wherever.
Yeah, this is supposed to take place in the 80s during the Cold War, and she has to fight Soviet soldiers.
Yeah, so they're going to isolate this until they get their shit figured out elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it. Like, I think it's cool. I think going head to head with a female is going to be awesome too. It's the first time we see a female-led superhero going head to head with a female villain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which is really cool. That's something different here. Again, pushing the boundaries of the genre itself. I love that. And I'm excited. I really like Wonder Woman 1. I wasn't a huge fan of the villain. Yeah. And hopefully here we get something that, like a Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger, is a great villain that gets good development, a good backstory, and can carry the film itself in the absence of a Wonder Woman.
Well, yeah, I hope they give us some good villains again because, Man of Steel, they were on the right step. They gave us Zod,
terrific.
by
Michael Shannon.
He's awesome.
Yeah. He was great, and I thought they were on the right track, and then they lost their way. So hopefully they can get back to the right villains here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Speaking about villains,
all right,
Joker origin film.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix. Well, this was a rumor that he was eyed to star as the Joker in like this 80 Gotham's film. Now he's come out today, I think, and said he has no idea what anyone's talking about.
Right? Yeah,
it's in character.
Already. Yeah. So is this the Scorsese?
Yeah. So Scorsese isn't directing it; he's producing it, and the guy who directed Hangover 1.
Wow.
Todd Phillips?
Yeah, Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips is set to helm this.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, interesting choice. This will not take place with the DC Extended Universe. This is like a one-off film. It's kind of like an Elseworld story where they can tell different stories without, interfering with DC proper, as you will. And DC comic books has been doing this for years. The thing that excites me about the Elseworld story is I'm really holding out hope that Michael Keaton and Linda Carter come back and they do a Kingdom Come story as like older versions of Wonder Woman and Batman, because that would be terrific.
That's
and
crazy.
Maybe Brandon Routh. Yeah,
Flash is the actor that played the Flash in the 90s.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. Of course, Joker is, in my opinion, the best villain. Heath Ledger gave the best performance. Jared Leto gave an incomplete performance, I'll say.
Yeah, Pirate Song.
Is it time to leave the Joker alone for a little bit? Like we've had our attempt with Leto. We've had the definitive version of it with Ledger and Nicholson. I'd say Ledger more so.
Yeah.
But we've had numerous iterations here. And it's one of those characters that it's always going to be hard because you're going to be compared against Heath Ledger. It's like doing Solo and being compared against Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Right? You're never going to get away from that direct comparison. And we've seen the crazy, kooky Riddler-like Joker in Jack Nicholson. We've seen the really dark Heath Ledger Joker. And we've seen the swashbuckling pirate Joker in Leto. So where do you go with this character that makes it interesting, intriguing, and makes people want to see more of it? Like, I don't know what else you can do other than make the character look or feel a lot more like Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, that's the only direction you can really go, I think, to resonate with a larger audience again. It has to be really dark.
Yeah, see, this one was kind of funny for me because it kind of has the taste of like the Venom film, where it's like you're getting a Venom film, but is Spider-Man in this? You're getting a Joker film, but is Batman in this? And you're like, they should be in it. I think Joaquin Phoenix is brilliant to do this role, though. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, because this makes sense if he's connected to it, because remember, for the longest time he was rumored to be Stephen Strange. Yeah. But he didn't want to commit to the MCU scheduling. But a one and done like this would be way more pleasing for him to do. So I think he's probably going to take this role, and I hope he does. But that's what really has me excited mostly for this film. But I want Batman at some point in this film. It's obviously going to be some kind of an origin story. You can kind of do maybe like a Killing Joke kind of thing,
absolutely.
But in reverse almost, or in his perspective, which would be kind of cool. Interesting.
He would have to don the makeup. You could do a movie without him doing the makeup, but I think fans would be disappointed.
Well, even if you did like Joker Red Hood, and this is when he's the Red Hood, like, you could totally go.
That would be great.
He's the original Red Hood in the comics. That'd be kind of cool. And he was the comedian, then went Red Hood gang, and then became Joker. And then you get that night when he's there in what's the labs?
Ace
Chemicals. Yeah. And then Batman's there, and then boom, the movie ends, and you're just like, and that's it. And we never come back to it.
Yeah,
like, shoot.
It's kind of cool, but I really like the idea, but you're again niche audience.
That's true,
right?
Yeah.
You leave it there with just at Ace Chemicals and Batman and Him.
Yeah,
we all know where that's going, but everyone's gonna be like, okay, you know, when's part 2 come out with the Joker with the makeup and stuff?
It's a
like,
Skywalker moment, Force Awakens.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
People are gonna be looking for more, so it's gonna feel like an incomplete film.
That's true.
Where I can appreciate it coming from the Killing Joke end of things. They just kind of end it, right?
Yeah.
But that's appropriate there, and it's one of the best graphic novels of all time.
Yeah.
And we can appreciate that, but I'm not sure major audiences or like big audiences are gonna appreciate that in the same way we will.
This could be something where like Marvel had a bunch of movies when they're first starting out, like Punisher, where the budget was like 10 million, 15 million. What if, say if the budget for this is 20 million, it probably doesn't need like very much special effects, 20, 25 million. They could easily recoup that just on the name alone. So, you know, it's something where it wouldn't appeal and make like Black Panther money, but if it did, say Man of Steel money, they're laughing at the bank because it only costs like 30 million.
That's true. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's an avenue for them to go down as low budget films that pull in $100 million, but only cost $20 million to make $20 million to promote. So you're doubling up your investment, and you're getting some of these characters out there.
And leaving them wanting more of these one-off films, where then maybe the DCU could be like, we don't need it. We can just keep doing these one-offs. Yeah. People are obviously craving it.
That's where DC's had their most success. You look at Batman 89, Christopher Reeve, Superman, The Dark Knight was like a one-off film. So like those have been, their biggest hits. Yeah. The connected universe has been the one where the audiences haven't connected to it. As opposed to like everyone loves Batman 89. Batman Returns, like Michael Keaton's Batman is still like talked about. Like we're talking about him today.
Oh yeah.
Always will. Now lastly here for our DC news, Aquaman. They tested some of the film and they tested audiences against the film and people are really enjoying this thing.
Yeah.
So some of the thoughts here is a mix of Final Fantasy and Naboo from the store's prequels. The action is apparently really good, some of the best in the DC Extended Universe. And James Wan, apparently he's delivered big here.
Yeah.
This has to excite you, Sunjay.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than some of the news we've been hearing about the DC Universe since it started. I'm excited. I really believe in James Wan. I'm a big horror guy, and Saw 1 was incredible.
So good.
He started that whole Saw thing. He did Insidious. He did Conjuring. He did like Annabelle. So this guy's been on the pulse. The Conjuring universe is probably the second best connected universe going right now in terms of fan opinion.
Good call. Yeah.
So he knows how to make a connected universe. He did a Fast and Furious movie. He took that franchise, which was kind of just middling in the middle, and turned into $1 billion hit.
Which one did he do?
5 or 6?
The last one with Paul Walker.
Oh, 7. Yeah.
7.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he can do action, he can do horror. So hopefully he brings this, and hopefully the Aquaman, the supporting cast is terrific. You got Nicole Kidman, you got William Dafoe, who's just been nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
So
Lundgren.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren. Yeah. You got Ivan Drago himself, Mr. Expendable. So I will break you. And news coming out that they changed the character. So his character used to be a love interest of Mira, Aquaman's wife. But now, and then they were kind of like a love triangle, but now it's come out that he's going to play her father instead. So they're revamping the character.
Hope they're reshooting it because that's gonna be some awkward scenes.
It's very Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, no, in the comics he was a love interest, but in the movie from the beginning he's gonna be the dad.
No, well, it's exciting to get positive word of mouth because we've seen what that has done for Black Panther, and if it's not gonna do Black Panther money, but
if it does what Black Panther's done. Up until today, I'll be super excited. Like if it does 400 mil and 700 mil worldwide, every Aquaman fan in the world is going to rejoice.
Yeah. I'll start talking to fishes myself.
Would you stop eating fish though?
No. Protein. Right? Yeah. No, that's good stuff. I'm actually really looking forward to this. November, right?
December.
Yes.
Troy, what are your thoughts?
I'm not really excited at all. I should be, right? But in the past, I've been lied to from the DC executives. I think it was BVS. They gave it a standing ovation,
and they should.
And then Justice League, they said it's unwatchable. And I actually like Justice League. Couldn't stand BVS, so I don't know who to trust here. So I'm just gonna hold on tight. I'm hoping the best. I did like Jason Momoa from Justice League, and I wanted more. I love the director, like you mentioned. I do like the cast, and I'm excited to get back to this world. Well, we've never really been to this world, but I was going to compare it to Naboo, like what you said. I love, ever since I was a kid and I saw what they did with Naboo in this underwater world, I've always wanted to see that, but done even better. So what better place to do it than Aquaman?
Yeah, we've never really gone underwater in superhero films. James Wan has come out and said that it won't be any oxygen bubbles like in Justice League. He said people will just talk normally underwater.
Okay. Need to see it. Need proof of concept.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And rumor is we're getting a trailer in a couple weeks.
Ooh, exciting.
Really?
Yeah, with WonderCon.
Ooh, I can't wait to see Rock and Roll Star.
Yeah, man. Shaking that hair.
In front of it, yeah. Rock on.
So, okay, we gotta, because I threw out a bet. We gotta do a bet here. What
Are you sure you want to do a bet right now?
No, I'm saying you guys. What if Aquaman, what if it gets a passing grade? What if it gets certified fresh and Rotten Tomatoes? Will you guys, take me out to Red Lobster? Or...
Well, I'm rooting for DC as much as you are, so I mean, I hope so.
Let's ask this guy, Troy, or Tim. If Aquaman does great, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy me some fish?
Twice.
You gonna cook me fish, some shrimps?
I'll take you for a seafood meal of
Wow.
my choosing.
I'm kind of concerned here.
I'm just trying to avoid the let's go have surf and turf. No, I'll pay for dinner if Aquaman does what? Certified fresh?
Sure, let's say certified fresh.
What's the certified fresh again?
60.
60%
Oh, that's
on Rotten Tomatoes. That's critic score.
That's critic score. Yeah, audience score is a little different.
Not a real high bar.
Yeah, not really at all there.
I'm down. I like making these bets. So
Yeah.
Cool.
We're
I'll
gonna
look
make
to-
so many bets that we'll forget.
Well, we're not forgetting the Wookiee ones. So.
If Black Panther does this, you got to ride a panther into Black Panther 2.
Now we're getting intense. All right, guys. Before we do a little bit of talk on New York Toy Fair and what's come out there, I just wanted to briefly touch on one bit of Star Wars news that did drop. There's all kinds of stuff. Mark Hamill got a star on the Walk of Fame, which is awesome. We're plowing into the Oscars here, and hopefully John Williams gets that Oscar. So we're going to revisit a lot of that stuff here in the next coming weeks with Star Wars. But Solo, we're getting a few tie-in comics and books. They actually announced about 23 or 26 tie-in books, running from everything from the visual guide straight through to the novelization of Solo itself. But I just want to touch on 3 of the main releases here. Now, these are the 3 main releases that we usually get just before the films, and that's a novel, a young reader's novel, and a comic book. First of all here, Lando Double or Nothing, coming May 30th, so the first Wednesday after Solo drops. This is a prelude to that film, and it's going into a bit of backstory of Lando and L3, the little droid he's with in the Millennium Falcon in the trailer. And I have to tell you, I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I'm down. And you know what? I just thought about it. I don't know why it didn't cross my mind in the first place, but are we going to get Lobot at some point?
I would assume so.
In this film?
I would think so. Maybe a meeting or an interaction. Like, he was a big part of that Charles Soule Lando run that we had, the 5-issue miniseries. That was one of the first out of the gates for Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
And he's tied intimately to that character in Empire Strikes Back. So, you don't see him in return, but I would think that we get a little bit of backstory there.
For sure. Cool. Well, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to check that out. I mean, I say this, I really do want to get back into the novels of Star Wars, so what better place to do it with Lando?
Yeah, definitely. Now, the novels here, we've got The Last Shot, which comes out April 17th, 2018. And the nice thing about this is it's a nice, big, thick novel, but it spans 3 eras of Star Wars and tells 3 different stories that involves Han and Lando. So the first one is Lando and L3, the droid again, in the events before Solo, so sometime around the comic book as well. We've got a Han Chewie story that takes place between Solo and A New Hope, but has Santa Solo or Santa Staros from the comic books. So we're going to get a little bit of background there on what would have been his fake wife in the comic books. So it's pretty cool. And we get a post-Return of the Jedi story with Han, Leia, Ben Solo, and Lando. So pretty cool that we're getting quite a few stories here spanning a wide spectrum of Star Wars eras. I'm really, really excited about the post-Return of the Jedi story.
That's huge. I think everybody is. That's a must-have. You have to grab this one because they've been holding back quite a bit on that gap between episode 6 and 7, obviously. So now that we got a chance to have a little sneak peek of a young Ben, oh man, I can't wait to see that. And just to see them all as a family, because we've never seen them together. going into Bloodlines, they're already separated.
Yeah.
Han's kind of doing his thing, but he's there with Leia a little bit, and Ben's already off with Luke.
Yeah.
So this is a great opportunity to see what the Solo family's like.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And the last one here is the young reader novels. We always get these with the Bazin shirt. I think it's something similar to that.
Yeah.
Got the Before the Awakening with the Resistance story with Finn, Rey, and Poe.
Right.
And this one is about a younger Han Solo and Kira and what they're doing on Corellia kind of before the film, I'm assuming. So this might be a bit more in line with that race scene that we see at the start in the trailer.
Okay.
They might be a bit younger there, maybe expanding a bit on that era of Solo. So well before what we're probably going to see as the main bulk part of the story that we're going to get in the film. So it's pretty cool. I like all these different novels we're getting. And lastly, the novelization of Solo itself, we got kind of a timeline here. So Del Rey Books has a beautiful time scale that they do for all their books. They've got the movie slotted in there. And this looks like it's taking place before the events of Rebels, before the events of Thrawn as well. So kind of right in the middle of the reign of the Empire.
So when was Thrawn then?
Thrawn, I can't remember. I'm sure there's a timing on this, but it's not the start, at least in the comic book here, is right out of the Clone Wars.
Oh.
Because you've still got clone troopers in this book that he interacts with early on.
So this could possibly be just like after episode 3?
It's in between Lords of the Sith and Thrawn.
Because Lords of the Sith is like, I want to say 4 or 5 years after episode 3.
Yeah, so it's in between.
Oh, so it is between. Okay.
So it's between 5 years after Revenge of the Sith
and
5 years before A New Hope. So it's in that kind of 10-year time gap. Yeah. Rogue One, yes.
Yeah, that's the one that comes before it now.
That's true. That's true.
You're
okay,
slipping.
That's cool. See, and I'm glad you bring that up because I was worried. I was like, doing this movie, and at least at the time, I thought he's so close to this age of Harrison Ford in episode 4. I thought it was like a 5-year gap, which I was like, this is weird. Why only go 5 years back? But now this makes sense. It's more like a 10-year gap.
Yes,
before,
somewhere
so it's like
in there.
24.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's hard to peg age. I gotta assume 23.
Yeah,
something like that, which may put it about 10 years.
Right, which is cool because that gives that character a chance to grow more so into that Harrison Ford. Or this is why he's not so much like the Solo we know.
Yeah, and they don't have to answer every question in the film either, right?
No.
They can say, yeah, here's a few things. Here's why the Falcon looks the way it does now. Here's the relationship with Lando, but we don't have to get into Boba Fett or Jabba or anything like that.
Right.
If they don't want to in the film.
Yeah, because Boba would actually be pretty young then at this point.
Yeah, he wouldn't be. Yeah, if you look at Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
Yeah, because in Clone Wars, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Pretty much still. So.
Yeah. So you gonna be picking any of these up, guys? Most Wanted, anything like that?
I'm picking up everything but the young readers. I don't really do the young readers ones, but I'll pick up the other two.
Any interest, Sunjay?
I
I'll tell you what. I'll lend you the Lando comic book series when it's done.
kind of want to read this Darth Vader.
You got to get into that, man.
I know, it's only 11 issues in.
Yeah.
Is there a trade?
Oh, yeah. Definitely chapters for like
one, right?
$12-15.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get the... Oh, I may be overstepping there, but it's got to be close. And the first 5 issues are incredible.
All right.
Solid, man.
Yeah, get into it.
Okay, I'm going to get into Darth.
Do it.
Nice. Come to the dark side.
I was always in the dark side.
I know you were.
I always think the Empire
You
was
were always
right.
there. You were always there.
The Empire did nothing wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
So we've spent a lot of this episode discussing comic books and other nerd news. And one of the big things that happened a couple of weeks ago, right alongside Black Panther actually, was New York Toy Fair. So this is usually the big reveal fair for most toy companies. Hasbro in particular here usually drops a lot of information and reveals for the first time a lot of new figures that we can expect in the coming months. And this year was no different. And I think we need to kick it off with Star Wars here. We're just talking about Solo there. We've talked in previous episodes about the 4 new figures that are coming with the Solo wave there with the range trooper Solo himself, Kira, the rocker looking girl. Lando looks awesome. But we got a little insight as to what we're going to see alongside and in subsequent waves of the Black Series, the 6-inch Black Series. And coming out of The Last Jedi, we're still short a few characters here, and one that we're getting is Admiral Holdo. We're getting some droids, and we're getting some porgs. Now, do you think we needed an Admiral Holdo figure?
That's Admiral Holdo. I forget their
Purple
name.
hair.
Okay, yeah.
Laura Dern.
The girl from Jurassic Park.
Yes.
You know what? because I've never been a Porg guy. So if we're getting Porg action figures in the Black Series, then I definitely think we should get her. Especially because, as much as a fan even though I wasn't much of a fan of Last Jedi, I love her scene when she takes out.
Yeah.
What's the ship? It's
Oh, the
I forgot Kylo Ren's ship or Snoke
the
ship.
Supreme or something like that.
Supremacy. Supremacy. Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. I love how she took that out. I thought that was so cool. So just for that alone, give her own action figure for sure. I think so, and it looks good. I really like what they did with her figure. So
the
I'm
hair
definitely
looks
taking
great.
that up.
Yeah,
Hair looks
soft
good.
goods looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Looks good.
yeah.
That was a weird sentence, but now they're also throwing back to the original trilogy. We're getting a Gamorrean guard, so the big pig-looking dudes from Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
They look awesome. We're getting a Rebel trooper from Rogue One and A New Hope from the Tent of Four. So we've seen them in, well, you're probably most familiar with them actually, the ones running away and getting destroyed by Vader.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, there you go. We're getting Zuckuss finally filling out the bounty hunter line from Empire Strikes Back. So we're getting Forlom was announced last year, and now we're getting Zuckuss. Dengar is dropping, I think, as a Walmart exclusive this year. In the past, we've got IG-88 and Boss. We're going to have that whole line filled out, which I'm really, really excited about. We're getting a Hoth Leia as well, which looks fantastic.
Yes.
The face sculpt, how much has that improved from even the vintage collection or the vintage cardback 6-inch Black Series 40th anniversary?
They reworked that one too.
Yeah, but this one looks even better.
This looks so good. Yeah, Hasbro keeps stepping it up with the technology here, and this looks just like a miniature Battlefront 2 toy. I think it's Battlefront 2 when we see her, and as well Hoth. No, she looks good, and also it looks like we got Lando in the background there too.
Yeah,
from
so those
Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we're just looking at some images here.
Yeah.
You are right in his disguise, his Jabba's palace disguise. So that was announced maybe San Diego or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But we should see that in the upcoming way. So again, lots of Lando. I finally found the Lando figure from Empire. Yeah, this is our Return of the Jedi Lando here as well.
Yeah. No, these toys look sick. I can't wait for that Leia. It looks like the best Leia in my opinion. So can't wait. I think that's, for me, that completes all the Leias because I have her from episode 4. I'm definitely going to get this one from Hoth, and then obviously I also have the one from Jabba's Palace.
Yeah. Do you have the Rebel? I don't think they've made an Endor Leia, have they? No, I don't think so. With like the army fatigues and the helmet. And all that?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, I don't have Jabba's Palace. I have the bounty hunter gear.
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
It's Jabba's Palace.
Yeah. What's the other one when she's wearing like the skimpier outfit? That's the one I don't have.
Oh, the Slave Leia.
Yeah, the Slave Leia, which was easy at one point to get.
Oh yeah, now it's really hard.
Yeah.
We'll never see a figure like that ever again. The thing I have to shout out here too with the Gamorrean Guard, and it's the same way that they do with this range trooper as well. The soft goods, it's kind of like this fur type thing, so it's a new type of soft goods, and I really, really like how it looks. Even Zuckuss 2 is looking really great with kind of this leather soft goods as well. So they're really stepping up. They're moving away from just the pure fabric and using different types of material, which I really, really like. It makes me, when I see these, it makes me want to pull them out of the package.
Yes.
And I just am never going to do that. But I have this MCU shelf that I set up behind me here where I've taken all the Legends out, and I threw it up on Twitter, so go check that out.
It looks real good.
And I love them being out and posing. And when I go into Troy's Nerd Room and seeing them all out and posed and just using and taking advantage of that articulation, it looks so good. So I got to figure something out here.
Double up.
Oh my god!
You're gonna have to keep your daughter out of here.
So expensive. And the last thing I mentioned, the droid pack, and we get like a dirty R2 here, maybe from A New Hope. I'm guessing
the trash compactor. Oh no, he wouldn't been in the trash compactor.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Tatooine.
Oh yeah,
he gets all beat up there.
Yeah, it must be.
We get in the R4 or R5, sorry, from the vintage cardback, the 40th anniversary, and there's also a green astromech here I'm not too familiar with, so if someone out there knows what that is, let me know.
Yeah.
In the background here you can see actually the Rex was released as well, and I think they announced a Commander Wolf as well.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Wolf or if it was Fives. I couldn't tell, but
we mentioned that. Yeah, I think it is. I'm almost certain it's Wolf.
But Wolf, yeah. They look good, and I think that Commander Rex there, or Captain Rex, I think they redid his face from the San Diego Comic-Con. So they re-upped the face, which is good.
Yeah, so Black Series, really exciting stuff
good,
here.
Man.
It looks like we're going to be getting probably 3 to 6 waves, or sorry, not 3. We're getting more than 3. We're probably up to 6 waves this year. And I like that they continue to do a mixture of characters. There's a lot of characters to go, but they're really starting to hit on with the Jabba's Palace stuff with the Gamorrean Guard, and I love that they filled out the Bounty Hunters. So I'm super excited for what they've announced for the Black Series this year. This is something that I'm definitely going to be collecting all the way through. Troy, you're still on 100% with this?
Yeah, I guess I'm repping the ladies here. I'm getting Leia. I'm gonna get Holdo and definitely Lando.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna commit to all of them. You mentioned it to me. You broke the news that Afra is at 3 3/4, which breaks my heart, man. It's like I'm all about the 6-inch line, and I just can't go down that path of the 3 3/4. They look great though. These 3 3/4 look like 6-inch.
Yes.
Looking at Solo, looking at Rey here with like the poncho going on. They all look like they stand 6 inches. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is the vintage collection that's coming out. So picking back up where they left off a couple of years ago, and this is coming out in spring of this year. And they kind of revealed this in the past. It looks like they've got the second wave, which can consist of the Last Jedi Luke, a Death Trooper, a few Reys, maybe Poe in there. Definitely a Mud Trooper from Solo. It looks like we're going to get a Solo line in here as well. I don't know if this is just the normal carded back 3 3/4 for the Solo line, or if they're actually going to go pure vintage with this or not. Right. But I'm loving the look of these. And our first wave is going to look like Supreme Leader Snoke is going to be in there, a First Order Stormtrooper, a Hoth Rebel Trooper, Sergeant Jyn Erso, Kylo Ren, and Rey. And I believe I don't have it listed here, but I think Afra is in that first wave as well. So in that vintage collection. And, I look at this, I'm a huge fan of card art on the 3 3/4 inch. I love the way these look. I might stay more towards the new era. Okay. Or new characters that haven't been on these card backs before.
Right.
Now, I'm assuming that the Hoth Rebel Trooper hasn't been on the vintage card back before, but I didn't collect that line from when it originally ran 5-6 years ago, whenever it was. But I love that they're updating this with the Force Awakens, Rogue One, and the Last Jedi card backs. So I think I'm going to sink my teeth into that. But you know me, guys. I have a hard time staying away from these. So the highly articulated nature of them does frighten me a bit, that they're going to be about $14 to $16, and that's too much. This is going to be pick and choose if they're that much. Yeah. If they're down around the $10 price point, I can see myself getting a bit deeper. But if they're high, I'm going to have a hard time getting into any of these. But exciting stuff. Go over to Toy Arc, actually. They have a lot of really great pictures up from New York Toy Fair with regards to the Black Series and the vintage collection. Now, Sunjay.
Yes.
Are you going to be picking any of these up?
I was actually really close to picking up a Vader Black Series statue at Toys R Us. It was like him breaking through the door.
Oh, yes. Those are those showcase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Called, yeah.
So I was like, oh, this looks cool. Maybe it's like $20-$30. $70.
Yes. Is it that much for those things?
Yeah.
They're 6-inch scale, aren't they?
Yeah, oh yeah. If you wait long enough, Sunjay, if that's something that you want, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah.
They will drop in half. I almost guarantee it.
Wow.
Because like $35 roll, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, stick to it. Yeah. They will drop in half.
All right, if that thing drops down to 35 and there's not a ton of steelbooks coming out around that time, I will pick that up, because Vader's so sick.
They're sitting pretty deep too. Like,
oh yeah, that's why they're gonna drop. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just like wrap something around that nobody wants. Like I'll say it's like Pirates of the Caribbean or something. Just like wrap it around and just like print out a picture and just stick it on, and then no one will pick it up.
Don't worry, no one's picking these up. If they're not gone already, they ain't going at this price point. So you have nothing to worry about. And before we move off of this topic onto the last Star Wars from Toy Fair, we just got to revisit again one more time this Dr. Aphra figure. This character it's from the comic books, and she's the first one to come out of a series that was newly introduced, get her own ongoing. Now she's coming out into the action figure world. It was the fan choice figure from, I believe, a year or two ago. Wow. I'm super excited that, you know what, Troy, if you aren't going to spend your money on this, I'm going to buy it for you. Because this is a figure I think we all need to have in our collection. Yeah. Being comic book readers, being fans of the Vader series, it has to happen, man. You got to get into it. I promise, if I buy it for you, hopefully it doesn't lead you down the path of having to buy all of them. But you need this figure. So here's my commitment to my boys here. I'm gonna pick you up, Afra. If I can find that Vader for $35 or less, I'll pick that up for you too.
Oh, that's so generous. And if I can find something for free, I'll pick it up for you.
You know, I do love the delivery of the IMAX posters every time we go see a film.
That's right.
So we'll just call it even at that.
That sounds good. Troy, what you can do is just get 2 of the figures and stack them on top of each other, because then it's 6 inches.
I like the way you think.
Problem solved.
You are a genius among pure peasants.
Maybe down the road they'll give us a 6-inch. I'm hoping so, because she's such a popular original character in this world.
It would be justified, because the thing that's a bit surprising about this, and I don't know if it's just because they want to prop up this vintage collection that they're going back to, is in previous years with the Jaina Solo, the Darth Revan, who else was in the Sabine, they were all 6-inch series.
Yeah.
The fan choice figures, and for whatever reason they went back to the 3.75 inch. Like I said, it's probably just to prop this line up a little bit. But I could really see them diving into an Afra. It's really justified here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fan favorite character, an original character, like you said, that we have never had in any form. This is the first time we're getting her. So really awesome stuff.
That's really cool.
Now, the last thing, when we're talking about price points, so there's a hashtag going on called Back the Barge. And Hasbro announced a massive 3.75 inch scale vehicle, Jabba's sail barge. Now, this thing is 4 feet long. It will be the biggest vehicle they've ever created. And all they're asking of the fans is for 5,000 of us to commit to buying this. So very much like a
Kickstarter?
Kickstarter,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yes.
It's something like that. You know, you would get commitment from you guys, pay us a deposit, and we'll make this thing. It's kind of cool because they've seen a lot of their vehicles linger on the shelves.
Right.
But where would you guys put this at a price point? A 4-foot-long hunk of plastic. Don't look at the price. It's on the show notes.
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
I'll just zoom in so my
4-foot hunk long piece of plastic, Jabba sail barge. Look, the detail looks really good. Go to the new Hasbro Pulse app, and you can see the concepts from Toy Fair on there. It's got a Jabba on there, the 3.75 inch scale Jabba. It's massive. I don't know where you would put that. Like I got a whole room dedicated to nerd, and I don't have space for something that big. So what do you guys think this thing costs?
If 6-inch Vader was $70, this is 4 feet. So
look how long that thing is. Try not looking at the price. I didn't look, but
if people aren't even like just hearing this, it's gonna sound really weird. When you
look how long this thing is. Try not to
Don't look at the price. I can't. Throw a number out there.
$500.
$399.
500 it is.
Holy
Oh, I
smokes.
called it.
$499, and that's the price they're asking people to commit to by April 3rd at midnight before making a decision to make this. And I looked on, they have a monitor on I think it's HasbroLab.com, and it tells you how far along. They're about halfway through their Kickstarter here with about a month to go.
Wow.
Yeah. So back the barge. If you guys are really interested in a 4-foot long Jabba sail barge, go do that. My wife looked at me and she said, "Are you going to do it?" And I said, "Absolutely not."
Does it come with any other figures?
It must come with the Jabba that's stuck in there.
Yeah.
And it has to come with a bit more. And maybe, you're going to have his
Boba.
Deus in there. I'm not sure what it comes with, but man.
Wow.
Not for me. Like, it's going to take a lot for this to get down to $35.
Yeah.
But with the pre-orders, they're getting smart about it, right? They're not going to depend on people buying a $400, $500 Jabba sail barge anymore. They're going to make you pay for it up front.
Yeah. Wow.
That's like that G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
Oh, my cousins had that.
Really?
Yeah, it's worth a fortune right now.
Oh, yeah, because that was like 7 feet long
It was
or something.
humongous.
What?
Yeah.
Where did you put that thing?
This whole room.
They had it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. My cousin, shout out to Ace 10 Bomber. He was a huge G.I. Joe collector, and still to this day when we talk collecting, he's a big collector as well.
Nice.
He still talks about them having this massive aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing it's like hundreds if not thousands of dollars on eBay to get that now.
Wow.
So rare. Now, the last thing we were going to talk about this evening, guys, we're going to swing over to Marvel. Now, there's a lot of things announced in the Hasbro Marvel world with regards to 3 3/4 inch figures. You're getting all of the tie-ins to Infinity War, and they started to show what looks to be, a really great line with Ant-Man and the Wasp as well. But the thing I really want to talk about here is the Marvel 10th anniversary Legends figures. We heard rumors about those. We talked about the Cap and Crossbones figures that were rumored to be coming out with this Marvel 10th anniversary line. And we got the full look at what this is going to be. Now, the thing that's exciting about this, there's 10 figures that spans the entirety of the MCU. These are all brand new figures that we have not seen in Legends forms as of yet. Now, some of them are hit and miss here. We're going to go through them. But the first thing, the boxes themselves, the art on the side, it all merges to be one big MCU picture.
That's
so it's
dope.
really, really cool. Again, head over to Toy Arc. They got some great pictures on this box art. So what we're going to get here from Iron Man, number one, for the Marvel Studios 10th anniversary line, we're getting a 2-pack of Robert Downey Jr. in full suit and a first Mark I Iron Man. I got to know. Sunjay's over here. He's looking at photos. He's giggling away. I know what you're laughing at. I think I know what you're laughing at.
You think had your penis on his phone?
Oh, there you go.
I'm so mature.
I thought you were laughing at the Pepper Pots.
Oh,
that's the one I showed him too. Was
Yeah.
the Pepper Box. Yeah.
So we're getting that from Iron Man 1. From Cap 1, we're getting Red Skull, which I'm super excited about. Looks really good. It's individually packed. Iron Man 3, we're getting Mandarin Extremis Extremis Pepper Potts with the Iron Man gauntlet arm and a Hot Rod Iron Man. So that's just one of the forms of the Iron Man suits that we saw in the film. When we go to Thor the Dark World, we're getting a Lady Sif and a Thor from that film, which we had not seen. We didn't get any legends from Thor the Dark World.
Lady Sif is sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool, actually. The Age of Ultron, we're getting a Hulkbuster and Hulk 2-pack. So that's going to be massive. From Civil War, we're getting the Cap and Crossbones that was previously discussed. From Guardians of the Galaxy, we're getting Ronin. From Avengers, we're getting the final Iron Man suit from, I can't remember what Mark number that is, Mark 6 maybe, from Avengers. And from Ant-Man, we're getting the Wasp and Ant-Man double pack or 2-pack. And I tell you, man, this is going to be an expensive line. I'm thinking, I think the 2-packs are $49 US, so it'd be $69 here.
Wow.
But we're getting upwards of a dozen or so characters on this. And I love the packaging. I love that they've gone to a place where they're doing different MCU figures, ones that we haven't gotten before. There's no real repeats in here except for maybe the Cap and the Hulk. The Hulkbuster even looks a little different than the Build-A-Figure we got. But I'm super excited about these. What are your guys' thoughts on this line, this Marvel 10th anniversary line?
Yeah, they look pretty cool. Like, I don't have very many Marvel figures from the MCU, if any. And this might be a good place to jump on. Some of them excite me more than others, obviously, like the Red Skull. Looks pretty cool.
That's a must.
Absolutely. And you get a Captain America, pose them together. How cool would that be? Is there going to be a Quicksilver? I don't know if you mentioned. No. So
no.
There's very few characters. Quicksilver's like the only one I can think of that doesn't have a legend at this point in time. Like MCU is pretty much like nailing it down now.
Yeah, full coverage. They filled in a lot of gaps with this.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was kind of like, it's cool. Like the figures look pretty good. I'm totally passing on the Hot Rod Iron Man and the Pepper Pots and the
Mandarin. That's the worst one.
Yeah, that's just such a story. Like I'm surprised we didn't get like a cool like Hawkeye of some sort.
Oh yeah.
You know, and a Black Widow. Like what that makes sense to be like a dual pack, like those two.
Yeah, so we got there's a 4-pack Amazon exclusive for Age of Ultron that did have Hawkeye in it, had Thor and Mark Ruffalo. And I think a Tony Stark or something. I can't remember.
Fury? Was Fury in that one?
I can't remember. Yeah, it was a weird like human pack.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. But yeah, you're right. A Hawkeye Black Widow combo pack would have been nice as well. That would probably even like an Iron Man 2. It's kind of hard. Maybe the Thor. I'm not sure where you could have thrown that in. But yeah, I agree.
The Thor one looks cool. I do like the Thor. I love the Red Skull. The Red Skull and the Iron Man. Is that Iron Man 1 that we see there?
Like which one?
It's this one here.
Well, that's from Avengers. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
definitely. That's my
yeah.
favorite Iron Man armor in these movies. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up those two. Those ones are the standout, and I really like the Steve Rogers from Civil War with the mask too off, which is cool. But I'm just not down for the double packs. I have a hard time committing to double packs or dual.
They're hard because of the expense, right?
Exactly.
You're looking at $69 price point.
Yeah.
Which it works itself out roughly for 2 Legends.
Yeah.
You're paying a bit of an uptick for that, but yeah, I have to agree. The single packs are much more attractive. Like I even like the Ronin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To go along with the Guardians line, because the Guardians is one of the ones that's filled out in Legends waves. We got both the whole sets of Guardians from both films.
Yeah.
And the only thing we're really missing is a Ronin from that. And so I'm excited to get those single packs. I wish there was a few more single packs.
Yeah, exactly.
Than this, because the double packs, you look at them like I would have. Yeah, the Crossbones I probably would have gotten a single pack. This Hulkbuster one, my fear is it's going to be upwards of like $100 Canadian.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're going to be huge.
Yeah, because these things are like 7 inches, aren't they? Or
yeah, well,
8?
I'm assuming it's pretty close to the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure I got behind me here, up on the shelf.
Yeah.
And that looks fantastic already, and I have the Hulk, so I'm probably not going to get that. My problem is that I want the box art.
Yeah, that's how they always get you.
The tough ones for me are the Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll probably end up diving into the Thor Lady Sif because I feel like it's going to be a peg warmer.
Yeah.
Probably going to be able to get that at a discounted price, because what we're seeing right now, even that Ego and Star-Lord it's come down from $69. That Mary Jane and Peter Parker,
all new different. Yeah.
So those double packs, even the Ragnarok Thor and Valkyrie has come down as well. It's still not down to where I want it to be. It's dropped about $10 or $15. But if that goes in half, I'll pick that up for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's missing from here, actually, I forgot to mention, is the Killmonger dual set too. There's a Killmonger and Morgan Freeman's character with Michael B's face on it, which is definitely gonna grab.
Yeah, with the dope ass hair.
Yeah, he has the cool hair going on. I think he has the other mask too to go with like
the one
Panther
that he
mask.
Stole.
No, not that one. That would have been cool too. Just
cool.
the Black Panther mask.
Oh.
So the original toys out right now was just the Black Panther Killmonger.
Yeah.
But this one has the Michael B face attachment.
Gotcha.
Along with Morgan Freeman's character.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Can't wait to get my hands on that.
It's going to be awesome. And there is a 10th that I'm missing here. If you look at this box art, I don't know if they're holding off or if that's the Vision and Scarlet Witch, because I've got 9 images here. And if you look at this box art, there is an Infinity War piece to it.
Okay.
And that may be the Vision and Scarlet Witch that I don't have pictured here, actually. So that's the only outstanding one is Infinity War. And we do know that 2-pack's coming. So,
and they also released the Thanos in armor.
Yeah.
So then we know that he's gonna rock the armor.
Well, there's a Toys R Us exclusive Thanos that I saw, which is a repaint of the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
So the comic version, I saw that at Walmart the other stacked deep.
Oh.
But it's like $35 or something. So I'm not even gonna touch that.
It's the exact same.
It's the exact same. It's more vibrant colors, more like Jim Starlin colors.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big fan of Thanos. I don't really like how it looks. So that's a Walmart exclusive. So you should be able to see that on the pegs soon. There's like 15 of them.
Does he come with a gauntlet?
He does have the gauntlet on, which is pretty cool.
I gotta get a Black Panther now, and I got that guy just to put that gauntlet. On that Panther. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
No, this is an exciting line. Toy Fair, that's kind of a quick summary of it all, but those are some of the big things we're going to see from Hasbro, particularly in our areas of focus with the Black Series and Marvel Legends as well. We've got the Hot Toys. I don't have anything in here, but maybe we'll talk about those a little bit later on when we get the delivery of the first Nerd Room. Well, not mine, but Troy's Nerd Room Hot Toy.
For sure.
I'm excited to see what maybe we're going to get announced from Infinity War. If we're going to get a full proper Thanos, I may dip my toe into that with the gauntlet. I want him to be armored up though.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want the bald Thanos and Hot Toy.
The farmer Thanos.
Yes, but we will see.
Pitchfork.
Exciting times, guys. We are pushing up on almost 2 hours here, so I want to wrap this guy up. But that was a lot of news, guys, and that was a ton of fun discussing all of this. I always love Toy Fair and the drops we get here, and catching back up on DC, going through the listener questions, and giving our boy Kevin Smith a well wishes here. Mm-hmm. So again, from all of us here, Kevin Smith, get better.
Yeah, speedy recovery, man.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? We've got a lot to continue to cover going forward. We've got rumors, some trailers coming up here. We're going to catch up on some of the comic books that we haven't read but want to discuss in a little bit more detail. And we're looking for you guys too. If you guys want to throw questions our way, the same way Grabs and the other guys are, make sure to hit us up at thenerdrm@gmail.com. You can always comment on our Facebook or YouTube pages. You can send us a comment directly through our website, thenerdroom.net. Just click contact, go through there. It'll send us an email directly. And you can always hit us up on Twitter. Our handles are at the end of the episode. So, gentlemen, that was a busy night. That was a lot to get through. Pretty dense episode, but ton of fun. So, make sure that you guys go and listen to Star Wars Commonwealth here as we're kind of plugging everything. StarWarsCommonwealth.com is rocking and rolling. And you can catch all of our episodes are uploaded directly to there. So if you want to use that as a player as well, you can.
I'm just going to plug something of mine.
Yes, definitely.
While we're here, while we have all the listeners, I started shooting some movie collecting update videos. I posted one from my trip to Vegas and my pickup since I've been back from Vegas. And I give it a little bit detour of my Blockbuster in my basement. So check that out. It's on our YouTube channel, the Nerd Room Podcast. I think you can find it through there.
Yep.
And I have another one that I've shot. I'm still working through some technological difficulties with YouTube right now on my computer. But that'll be another one coming up shortly. So I hope to have it up this week. And you can check my Twitter when it's posted.
Yes, nice. Definitely. And we'll be retweeting them too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. Definitely. The last one was great. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Love nipping through. It's hard to have an appreciation for Sunjay's movie collection until you see it. It's absolutely incredible. Just go and check out his video there on YouTube. Yeah, like he said, search the Nerd Room Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it's time to wrap this thing up.
Wrap it up?
Yeah. I know where you want to go with that, and I'm going to cut you off before we get there. So until next week, guys, for the Nerd Room, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
And thank you for entering the Nerd Room. This has been a Nerd Room Podcast production. You can find our hosts, Tim, Troy, and Sunjay on Twitter at TheNerdRM, TroyTheBoy87, and Sunjabby. For more content from the Nerd Room, check out thenerdroom.net. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nerd Room on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. Be sure to head over to StarWarsCommonwealth.com to find more podcasts in the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, including Talk Star Wars, Tumbling Saber, Generation X-Wing, Rogue Squadron Podcast, Skyrims Podcast, and San Diego Sabers. Follow the Star Wars Commonwealth on Twitter at SW Commonwealth and take your first steps into a larger world.